In this video, we'll dive into the tools, the programming language, and the programming environment that we will use to learn how to program. What do you need to get started? You only need two things. You need a computer and a web browser. And I think if you're watching this video, you have both of those things. The programming language that we will use is called JavaScript, and we will also use the help of this thing called a p5.js library. And what is a library? A library is essentially a set of code that someone else is written and packaged, and you can use that code and integrate it into your program, and it allows you to write your program more easily. The p5.js library is written by the p5 community, and we can use the code to draw things on the screen more easily. And in the next set of videos, you will see how easily it is to use this p5.js library to create a lot of very creative and interesting things on the screen. The programming environment that we'll be using is called p5.js editor, and the p5.js library is already fully integrated into that. You need to go to the website editor.p5js.org. It seems like there's a lot of different components here, which I have broken down into 4 different parts, and I call these parts the writing section, the playing section, the seeing section, and the communication section. So let's start with the writing section. So what you see here, it is English, kinda, but it has what? A parentheses, some curly brackets, more English, create canvas, and then more parentheses, some numbers, right? 1 number, 2 numbers, a comma, and a semicolon. So what you see here is not English. As you may already know, it is the language of JavaScript. And a specific way that you have to write these things is called syntax. You have to write in a specific way for a computer to understand what you're trying to do or what you want the computer to do. Just like when you speak English, right? You need to put sentences together in a way that is able for the other person to understand what you're trying to communicate. But computers are not as smart as humans, or not yet at least. With writing code, you need to follow the syntax 100%, or else the computer will not be able to understand what you're trying to write. Okay, so first, let's look at the default instructions here. You can see there's one that's called create canvas and some numbers, 400 and 400, and the other one is background and the number 220, right? To see what these two functions do, we have to come to the second section, the playing section. You see in the playing section, there are 2 buttons, right? A play button and a stop button. So let's click the play button. Okay, so once you click play, what do you see? You see a gray square. You don't actually know yet what these instructions are telling the computer to do, but you know that like it is telling the computer to draw a gray square, right? Okay, so if you click stop, it's basically just tell the computer to stop executing the commands. Now, let's look closely at the create canvas function. I will not dive into what functions are, the use of it, and how to write it, but I just want you to know that this is one way of telling the computer to do a specific instruction. What if we change the numbers here? Let's try it. Okay, so you see that the square now become a rectangle, right? The width has decreased, and we changed the number from what? From 400 to 200, right? What if we change this second number here? Okay, so the second number made the height smaller. So essentially, the numbers that you see here set the width and the height of the canvas, right? Create canvas is an instruction to tell the computer to create a canvas of a size 200 by 100, or whatever numbers you put here. So let's put it back to 400 and 400. And the background function, what is this number 220? Let's try to put a smaller number. 0 equals to black. What if we put like a negative number? Okay, nothing has changed. A negative number is still black. Okay, what if we put 100? Slightly darker gray, right? 220 was what we put initially, which is lighter gray. And what if we put like a really large number? It's white. Okay, so what we can see here is that the smaller the number, the darker it gets. The higher the number, the lighter it gets. But the colors are in the shade of gray, right? From black to white. I'm gonna put it back to 220 again. So now we know that Create Canvas creates a canvas of size 400 by 400, and background basically sets the color of the background of that canvas. Let's look at these two blocks of code: setup, function setup, and function draw. Function setup and function draw are two key functions to execute our program. The setup function, whenever we click play, is called once, while the draw function is called continuously, 60 times per second. What does that mean? Let me give you an analogy. Let's say that you are commanding someone to go run a marathon, and this is the day of the marathon. So some of the commands that you might tell them might be, one is to put on your shoes, and then to walk to the starting line, and then to start running, right? And within the start running, instead of saying that, you might tell them to put your right foot forward, then put your left foot forward. Just these two instructions, but do this over and over and over again until you reach the finish line. So let's come back to setup and draw. The instructions that you would have told that person to do, right? To put on their shoes and to go to the starting line, you would put under the setup function, right? Because you only want them to do it once. But under the draw function, you would put the instruction of putting the right foot forward, then putting the left foot forward. Just these two instructions under the draw function. This draw function is called how many times? 60 times per second. So those two functions will keep being called over and over and over again until you stop the program or when the person reaches the finish line. So essentially, setup function is called once to set up whatever you want to set up, and draw function is continuously called 60 times per second until you stop the program. So now that we went through 3 sections already, right? The writing, the playing, and then the seeing section. Now let's talk about this last section, called the communication section, right? This section is actually called console, and it is the section where you and your computer will use it to communicate. What do you mean by communicate? Whenever you do something that is incorrect or there are errors, the computer will tell you right away that it is wrong. So let me show you. For example, I just deleted the arguments and the semicolon and one side of the parentheses, right? And I click play. Now, what happened? You see there's some red color here, some red underline, and underneath the console section, it's a syntax error. Like I said before, right? The commands that you write needs to follow the syntax 100%. And because I, didn't put the number inside the background function and I left off the parentheses, it tells me that, hey, there is a syntax error. And then it also tells you where it is. Right here, you see that it says line 7, but actually it happens since line 6, right? Syntax error symbol present at a place that wasn't expected. So this symbol is presented right after this, and it's not supposed to be that way. So if we put this back, then there are no errors, right? That was a very clear error and a very clear way that a computer communicates to us, but that's not always the case. And most of the time, that's not always the case. Sometimes there are no errors, but you're not drawing something or you're not coding something the way that you want to be coded. Another way that you can communicate or ask the computer what's going on with my program is to use a function called print. And the syntax is the exact same way, right? There's a name, there's a parentheses, and there is a semicolon. What you need to put inside the parentheses is what you want to print. For example, if you want to print like a word or a string, you need to put a quotation mark and then you just write the word down. right? And then now you see the word hello inside the console. Actually, the word hello is being printed 60 times per second, as you can see from the numbers that are increasing here. But because it's the same exact word, the console is not printing it over and over again. It's just telling it that, hey, it's being printed 1,000 something times already. But you can print so many other things. For example, if you have a variable, which we haven't discussed what variables are, you can also print a variable to see, oh, what are the values that are being kept in that variable at the moment. Before I end this video, I want to talk about the last thing, which is commenting. What is commenting? Commenting is a way for you to write notes in your program. And why would you want to comment something? It allows you to understand what you're doing with your code or making notes of what you're doing. Or if someone were to read your code and they see the comments, it is a lot more readable. How you can comment your code, there are two ways. The first way is to, let me stop this first. The first way is to just write 2 backslashes, and you can see that the color now is turned gray. And whatever you write after the 2 backslashes, it turns gray. And that means that that line of code, or that line specifically, is not going to be executed, right? Because like the comments are not an instruction for the computer to do something. It's just a comment for you or someone else to come and read and understand more about what's going on with your program. So you can do 2 backslashes, or if you have a longer comment, you can do 1 backslash, a star, and then you write what you want to write. Let me just copy this and paste. And it can go to many different lines, right? And then you need 1 more star and a backslash. And this whole paragraph is not going to be called. Another way that you might use 2 backslashes is, let's say that I have this hello code printed again, but instead I don't want it to be called. So I can just put 2 backslashes and it turns gray, right? And then once you click play, ta-da, it's not being called anymore. So this is the end of the first video. I hope that you understand more about the building blocks of the tools, the language, and the environment that we will use to learn how to program. In the next video, we'll start coding. So let's get started.